hype is. Let it drop right here.
Welcome, everyone. It's Friday, and it's time for Travis Talk Sports. Welcome in. I am here with the coach, Ron Tunick, and we have a special guest today, my friend, my buddy, Dr. Richard Nussbaum. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me.
He's a bones doctor.
Yes, we're going to have fun today. We got a lot to talk about. We got the NBA playoffs. We got Major League Baseball, Dodgers, and we got the NHL hockey playoffs. A lot to talk about, Coach.
Lots to talk about. Let's start with the Dodgers. Big win yesterday. Big win because Justin Turner, I think he's hitting something like 6 for 13 or 5 for 12. I mean, he's close to batting 500 right now.
Yeah, and did you see one of his first at-bats? He
Yeah.
almost got hit in that wrist
I
again.
know. Well, you see how he stands so close to the plate? He's got that upright stance.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. I get scared every time a ball comes inside.
Well,
but we got the bone doctor here, so I'm not worried.
Hopefully, that'll get the Dodgers on track. Can one guy change it for the whole
You know,
team?
it's interesting. You played sports, Doc played sports. Chemistry in sport, and Aaron, you can jump in on this. Aaron's our wonderful young producer. Bailed him out last night. Are you okay? You all right?
Hey now.
Everything all right? Chemistry in sports is everything. Doc was talking about, we're going to talk about hockey here in a few minutes. And when you have the right chemistry, no matter, if you got stars, no stars, it just works in sports. And right now, I think their chemistry is off. I can't figure out why Seager's out for the year. Bellinger, I don't know. He just doesn't. He's a great ball player, but they're lacking leadership, and Justin's back. Let's see what happens in the next week or so.
Yeah, it should be good. There's still a lot of time, right?
Oh, plenty. We've tonight, if they play, it'll be 44 games, and it's 162 game season. If I was commissioner, I've said this before, I'd cut the season down to 100 games. I'd go to like the NC2A bracket. I mean, this baseball is way too long, and let's cut it down to 7 innings.
I don't think they'll do that because of the money.
Of course.
It's all about all the revenue they're going to miss from concessions and everything else. They're not going to do that.
Doc,
now
what's hockey?
they could go to 7 innings and they still.
It's not going to happen.
I
What's
think-
hockey? 2.5 hours?
A game is about 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, that's perfect. Just
Yeah.
when you're ready to hit boredom, the game's over.
One of the interesting things about the hockey is that it's so fast-paced, and it's also nonstop. I mean, very few timeouts. There's very few stoppage of plays, and that keeps in fan interest.
Yeah, definitely. Doc, who's your favorite Major League Baseball team? I already know, but all the listeners want to know.
Well, I'm a Yankee fan.
You're a Yankee
We're
fan.
going to talk about the
And
Yankees.
They're playing my old team this weekend. Doc reminded me. I didn't even know. The Kansas City Royals. Used to be a big rivalry. Not so much anymore.
No, you're right.
Are
CC's back to
there
going.
any rivalries? Seriously, are there any real rivalries left in sports?
I think so.
Dodger Giants aren't really a rivalry.
Yankees Red Sox are definitely a rivalry.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most legit. Literally, that's probably baseball. That's probably legit. Football, not so much. Patriots, Pittsburgh, maybe. Aaron, do you think any rivalries?
Well, I think teams have to be good first. Like the Yankees Red Sox, that's rejuvenated this year because the teams are so good.
Yeah.
There's about to be a renewed rivalry here in the next few years, I believe, in the Celtics and the Lakers.
I also think that the Lakers are finding a rival in Philly. When both of those teams played, the problem is they only play twice a year. But when Philly played the Lakers twice this year, they were great games. Energy was high. Intensity was high as well. But I think, going back to the problem with baseball, I think the problem with baseball is the business of baseball. And that goes back to what you're saying, Coach, of shortening the season. Sure, everybody's pocketbook takes a hit. But if you shorten the game or the season to 100 games, maybe 3-4 games a week,
You're right on, yeah. We have an orthopedic surgeon here. So, Doc, to put the human, and people don't forget, there's 20 games in the spring practice. You've got 162 games. I mean, to put the human body through this, look at how many arm surgeries, elbow surgeries, Tommy John surgery. You ever done a Tommy John surgery?
No, because my specialty is spine.
Oh, spine. Yeah, yeah.
But I will tell you, especially with today, the way the pitchers are throwing the ball, it's different than what it was, and they're putting so much strain on that ulnar collateral ligament that it can't hold up. And that's why we're seeing so many of these surgeries being performed.
Doc, I only had health class in the 7th grade. Don't pull this ligament stuff. I don't know how all this works, man. But you're right. I mean, the way they throw the ball. I was a ex-baseball coach, so I know a little bit about baseball. But yeah, I mean, the oomph, you see the tremendous energy that goes into throwing a baseball off that mound.
And the torque that it places on both the elbow and the shoulder is tremendous.
Tremendous. Let's talk about the Yankees. Best team money can buy. I thought the Dodgers were the best team money can buy, but the Yankees by far are the best team money can buy that's actually performing. I mean, they've got 6 or 7 guys as a pitcher. I don't even want to touch. They got 5 guys that can hit. They'll have 5 guys probably this year that'll hit 30 home runs or more. 5 guys.
And only one of them really was bought. Stanton.
That's right. Judge is from the system, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Gary Sanchez.
We try to get
Hicks. They're the system.
We try to get Stanton. I don't know why did he go to New York? I mean, he's in San Fernando Valley boy, right? Aaron went to Alamany or Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, but that was a trade. That wasn't on his own volition. They gutted.
Marlins gutted. Yeah,
the Marlins.
Nice job. That's right.
Nice job, Jeter. Do you see how many? You know what their average fans are, and I think they're lying about their attendance. 10,000.
Well, that's paid attendance, right? That's
exactly.
Not through the gate.
Exactly. They had 6,000 the other night and 7. Ridiculous. So.
Hey, they just beat the Dodgers pretty good the other night.
Yeah, they sure did. You're listening to Travis Talk Sports on 98.1 FM, 1220 AM, heard all over Southern California. Don't forget, we got the best radio app in the country. Just go to the App Store, download 1220 AM, and you can listen online. We have people all over the country listen to our show online at hometownstation.com. Go, Travis, go.
Go where? All right, well, let's go and talk about this NHL playoffs. And I don't know much about the NHL, but we brought in our expert this week, and that's Doc Nussbaum. He's going to talk to us about the NHL. What are some of the most compelling stories in this playoffs, Doc? What do you like? What are you seeing?
I think one of the most compelling stories has to be the Las Vegas Knights. Mm-hmm. No question, you have an expansion team that not only makes the playoffs, but they end up being first in their division. That is unheard of. Now, granted, there is a couple of reasons. When they drafted, they were the only team. There wasn't any other expansion teams, so the pool was much larger.
Tell us about that. How did that work? You know, you get an expansion team, and there's a pool of free agents, or how do they decide each team has to make players available? Or
the NHL decides on how many players a team can protect, and this year was a little bit different than previous years. So, for example, teams could only protect one goalie. In the past, they were able to protect at least 2 goalies, and they limited the number of forwards and a limited number of defensemen. So, therefore, the number of good players actually became much more available. They being the Vegas was able to grab onto Fleury, a 3-time Stanley Cup champion. The other interesting thing is a lot of the Vegas players were sort of 3rd and 4th stringers, so to speak. So, for example, you take Carlson, third line center, scored 6 goals last year. He's now first-line center, scored 43 goals.
Wow.
Giving a lot of these chances to these players, they really excelled. And they have a number of players like that. But to me, looking at this team, it's led by Fleury. There's no question he's the backbone. He's the one that's really been keeping them afloat. The other feel-good story to me is the Washington Capitals. The Washington Capitals have always been the bridesmaid to Pittsburgh Penguins. They've always been behind them. Alexander Ovechkin was a great player. Has always been the second to Sidney Crosby, and now they've finally gotten a chance to get into the finals and possibly the Eastern Conference Finals and hopefully the Stanley Cup Finals. and we can all see the greatness in Ovechkin. And I think that's very exciting. They got Nicholas Backstrom back last night, but I don't think he's 100%. He's still struggling. But it's a great team. It's a great story. And the other story, interesting, is the so-called home ice advantage or lack thereof. Yeah. In this round, the road team has won 9 of 12 games.
Wow. It's unheard of, huh?
Right. And overall and through the playoffs, the road team has the greater winning percentage than the home team does. So there really is no home ice advantage.
It's upside down on those statistics. Knights up 2-1. What a beautiful arena. I mean, think about, to me, Vegas is when the Raiders get there, the Knights are there. They could wind up with a basketball team.
Which California basketball team should go there? I know one.
Lakers?
No, negative.
Clippers
or Sacramento.
Yeah.
Well, Sacramento just got a new arena.
That's true. They did. They're not moving.
If anything,
anywhere.
the Clippers are going to go to Seattle and maybe Orlando, maybe Memphis would go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to hockey, back to the Knights. I mean, they're sold out every night. I mean, look at where they are. They're in a city that doesn't sleep. And it's going to a live hockey game as good as there is in sports.
Well, what they've done is unheard of. Has any other expansion team even gotten anywhere near this in their first year? No. Nothing. No expansion team I ever heard of it.
Our special guest today on Travis Talk Sports, Dr. Nussbaum, can't give his first name.
So what
for
is the numbers here? Ottawa versus Tampa Bay. Not Ottawa. Capitals versus Tampa Bay. What's the series at?
It's 2-2.
2-2.
Right. I mean, Tampa Bay last
games, huh?
To Tampa, right? Tampa Bay came in down 0-2. They came into Washington. Everyone expected Washington to win at least one of the 2 games at home, and they lost both. It's crazy. And the Vegas is, as Coach said, they're up 2-1. They play tonight, and we'll see where that goes.
Nice.
Dr. Richard Nussbaum, let me ask you a question that's really upsetting to me. I like to bet a soda pop or two with Aaron on sports. Betting on hockey is weird. It's how do you do it? You either bet under 5 or over 5. I mean, can't we change how we put a soda pop on a game?
I'm not much of a betting person.
Fine, shut his mic off. Let's move on.
But I know Coach is going to have a new show now that they passed that law. It's all going to be on betting on sports.
Coach,
there's touting. If you listen to ESPN on Saturday mornings, you're playing golf, but there's touting shows. Yeah. Call in, and we'll give you the winner today.
We'll give you the winner. Your first one's free. It's on us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've heard these shows.
Yeah, I've heard them.
Yeah. Golf, we want to discuss golf at all? Leishman was 10 under yesterday. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Players?
Yes, I did watch the Players.
Let's go play that golf course.
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Tiger made a run. At one point, he was in second place. He's getting better.
I don't even want to discuss it because I was in a pool, so I had Tiger and Spieth. I mean, they threw up on themselves on 17 and 18. They cost me the win.
Well, Webb Simpson, man, what a
nice guy too.
Yeah, great guy. That guy, he was 20 under, and he double bogeyed 18.
Yeah.
And he still won by 4 strokes.
He's one of those nice young men. He's 33, and if anybody was going to win, I was rooting for him, kind of silently rooting for him.
So what's the next major coming up? When is it?
British Open, son.
Is that next month?
July.
July.
Middle of the July, probably around the 16th, 17th. I like the British Open too. Yeah, I like to see it windy and rainy this year. Like to see the weather just crummy. That's the thing about hockey, Dr. Richard Nussbaum, our wonderful guest on Travis Talk Sports every Friday at 1 p.m. The weather's always great in hockey.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, the atmosphere in an arena, the fans are all 100% behind their team. It's loud, it's exciting, it's ecstatic. I mean, the intensity is great. And you never have to worry about snow or rain.
One of my grandsons played at the ice rink locally. I used to go to a lot of his games. He played in that 16-17 league. And, ice hockey in person, I'm telling you, it is just a wonderful sport. The thing is, the people are nice. And when you go to an ice hockey, you don't see the over drinking. You don't see some of the issues that you see in other sports. I don't know why that is. Is it more of an intellectual? What are you shaking your head at?
I disagree with that.
Really?
No, I sort of agree with you. You don't have like an intellectual crowd. You just have a fan base that accepts the other teams, players,
there you go.
fans, and it's not like
it's like golf.
football.
It's a gentleman's.
No, I've had the pleasure of going with Doc to a Kings game, and the fans are just as rowdy as an NBA game, and they're on the other team.
Were you sober? Were you able to
I was
analyze?
sober. Great. It is awesome to see live. It's a totally different experience than watching it on TV. But I see just as much fans getting into it. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see.
But in a very good-natured
Yes.
way. It's not in a mean way. Yes, the fans will call out the opposing goalie's name and they'll boo if they show it on the big screen. Another player, the team's jersey, but it's all in good nature.
I think the fans get into it when they're checking them up against the board. And you hear that boom.
What happened to the Kings? You get rid of your award-winning coach, and they laid an egg this year. It's just disgusting. Never mind.
It started before last year. It's been going on since they won the Stanley Cup in 2014. The Kings have been behind the times as far as the speed of this game. They lack speed, and the last several years, 2-3 years, they've also had a very difficult time in scoring goals. Granted, last year, Jeff Carter was out with an injury for several months, and that really hurt them. But they can keep up with the speed of Vegas. When they played the Tampa Bay Lightning, they couldn't keep up with the speed. These teams are the elite teams because they not only have skilled players, but they have the speed of the game, and it's going to continue as such. So the Kings know that in the draft they got to bring in speed players, skilled players, goal scorers, and this is what they're looking for.
So, and they were an older team too. But although the Kings goalie, I just loved
Jonathan Quick.
Yeah, just what a great guy. We got 2 minutes left before we go to break. You're listening to Travis Talk Sports. Thank you, Jersey Mike's. Thank to all of our sponsors. If you ever go over to Earthwise, that's where I get my vitamins.
Yes.
Doc, do you take vitamins?
No.
Okay. Don't comment anymore. You're done. Earthwise, one of our great sponsors. We got to thank our new
sponsor too, Chronic Tacos.
Oh, baby.
They got 2 locations here, one in Valencia, one in Saugus is the other one, I believe. Mm-hmm. And also, starting 6, volleyball here locally, right next to in Town Center, right next to Henry Mayo Health Center.
When do they? When is that camp, or when do they start?
They got camps all over. Contact starting6.com or starting5.net for basketball.
And what age? So if you're a parent, a grandparent out there, what age?
Oh, I think it's from very young to high school.
From okay, that's cool. And they teach you how to play basketball properly, right?
They have starting 5 is basketball and starting 6 is volleyball.
And then you can go see Dr. Richard Nussbaum for your knees that aren't working right.
Spine.
Oh, spine. He no knees, just spine?
Just spine.
Which is, everybody's got a spine. We'll be right back.
He needs to find yours.
Huh?
He needs to find yours.
And they're still looking for it. Be right back. Travis Talk Sports. We're going to come back, talk about some of the sports that nobody talks about, like horseshoes. It's a great sport. Come on.
We want people to listen, Coach.
We'll be right back.
On Saturday, June 9, the Church on the Way Santa Clarita is hosting Medical Mission Adventures, a free clinic that offers medical, dental, and vision services. This event allows those without insurance to receive the best professional care at no cost. The doors open at 9 a.m. on June 9, and services are rendered first come, first serve. The Church on the Way Santa Clarita is located on Cinema Drive. For more information about this event and others coming up, visit our website at tcotwsc.org.
Healthcare can be difficult if you're underinsured or have Medi-Cal. Samuel Dixon Family Health Center can help. Services are available on a sliding fee schedule. The mission of the Samuel Dixon Family Health Center is to give the Santa Clarita Valley access to affordable, quality primary care. There are 3 locations to serve you: Canyon Country, Newhall, and Valverde. Go to sdfhc.org for more information and to find the location most convenient for you.
At Jersey Mike's, we think there's a whole lot of wow to be found between 2 layers of fresh baked bread. Like, wow, this sub sandwich sure has a little something something special. And wow, Juice does for sub sandwiches what spinach does for a certain well-known sailor man. Because we never just make a sub. Every sub we make is a sub above. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Your Santa Clarita Jersey Mike's, a proud sponsor of Santa Clarita High School football.
This is Bernard Cash with Earthwise Nutrition Center. We have been serving Santa Clarita Valley from the same location in Granary Square Shopping Center for the last 30 years. We built our business on earning people's trust. What you get at our store, you will not get anywhere else. You're going to get a family that's going to tell you the truth, that's more interested in earning your business long-term versus making a big sale. You're going to get 30 years of knowledge, and you're going to get a wide variety of products that actually work. You can visit us at buyearthwise.com or call us at 661-255-2928.
Hi, this is Jason Perez with New American Funding, Santa Clarita's own homegrown mortgage expert. Visit my website at lendscb.com or give me a call at 661-972-1092. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or trying to go from your condo to a castle, here at New American Funding, my team and I are here to help you do whatever you need. Once again, feel free to give me a call, 661-972-1092, or visit my website at lendscb.com. I'm looking forward to working with you.
May is National Foster Parent Appreciation Month. Discover if you have the ability to take on the challenge of helping a child in need. Children's Bureau is holding a foster care adoption monthly information meeting Saturday, May 19th at 10 a.m. at College of the Canyons Valencia campus at the Diane G. Van Hook University Center, room 222. Become a resource parent and be the reason a child is safe, happy, loved, and thrives. To RSVP or for more information, call 208-4212 or visit all4kids.org.
If you are at least 55 years of age and have a torn or irreparable rotator cuff, you may be eligible for a no-cost clinical trial at Southern California's Orthopedic Institute's Valencia Clinic. Call 818-901-6600 extension 1525 or visit rotatorcuffstudy.com to learn about a study of an investigational shoulder implant. Call 818-901-6600 extension 1525 or visit rotatorcuffstudy.com. Sponsored by Microair Surgical Instruments.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Hey, Biz, let it drop right here.
Welcome back, everybody, to Travis Talk Sports. It's Friday. We set some topics on the table for you. Give us a call here at 298-5487. That's 298-5487. So, we talked about hockey. We talked about a little Dodgers baseball. We got to move over to some NBA, Coach. What do you think?
I think my Cleveland Cavaliers have had it.
They're done.
Yeah, you can't win with one great player who actually played great the other night. Doc knows this. He said it just a few minutes ago about hockey. Celtics just have more athletes, better athletes, period. And the Cleveland's getting out athlete. I mean, that's simple math. You're not going anywhere. They might win one game, like the Warriors let Houston win last night, big. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, I think Cleveland will win this next game, and that will be it.
That'll be it.
But
for the pension money, right?
Yeah. But I was thinking the same thing. What else can LeBron do? He
Nothing.
did all he could do in that last
41
game.
41 points,
still,
10 assists,
still lost.
13 rebounds.
And I don't see those others on the team being consistent enough to win this series. Kind of the way I think about Houston versus Golden State. The others for Houston had big games at home. But will they have it on the road, and will that be consistent enough? I don't think so. That's why I think Golden State's going to win in 6. And
just better athletes. They've got at least 1.5 more better athletes, if I can say it that way. I mean, Houston's got a pretty good team, but the Warriors have 4 or 5 great starters. Houston has 3 good starters. So, I mean,
interesting stat I heard, though, from our NBA pro, Mr. Pemberthy.
Yeah, what
back
did he
in
say?
town.
What did he say?
Every time Durant scored over 40 points or something like that, they've out of 10 games, he was their highest scorer with 40 points or more, close to that. They've lost 9 games.
9 games. Do you think the coach is listening?
Yes, they're
okay,
listening.
We got to play some golf next week, Coach. I won't call you chubby anymore. I apologize. Apologizing on the air for calling.
It's going to cost you on the course.
It cost me when I walked into Smoke Zone last week. Everybody looked at me and go, "What? You said that to the coach?"
I know, how rude. First meeting with an NBA
coach
pro.
I don't know why I said that. I apologize. I apologize on the air. I apologize to
I think you need to buy him a cigar.
I would. I bought you a nice cigar last week. Did you enjoy it?
I did. I want another one today.
So back to the NBA, Warriors and Celtics. Deservingly so.
Yeah, I think that would be I think the Warriors will win, but I think that could probably go 6.
Did you see Steve Kerr's interview the other day talking about the days with Jordan and Pittman and all those guys?
I heard him say he couldn't play in this.
Well, I like
NBA.
him a lot. He's a very, very humble guy, but he was talking about Rodman, and he was saying Rodman was so quiet at practice. He was like 2 personalities. The guy you saw on the basketball floor that was 180 degrees different from the guy in real life.
Yeah. Was he talking about that because of Draymond Green and his episode?
Yeah, that's how it all started.
Yeah.
So what we see on the floor doesn't always equate to what they do in the real world. It rarely does, actually.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. All right, so what else do you want to talk about?
Well, we got to talk about what is the series? It's 1-1, Houston, Golden State.
Isn't it 2-1?
No, it's 1-1.
Is it 1-1?
They play in Golden State
Get
on
your
Sunday.
staff on this, Aaron. Get your staff on this.
Which I don't... Go ahead.
There was a story floated around yesterday. They brought it up on PTI of how LeBron and Ty Lue both wanted DeAndre Jordan at the trade deadline. Now, I feel like this is LeBron creating the narrative already, saying, look, I'm going to leave this offseason because the GM, the front office, didn't get me what they needed to get me to stay.
Well, why should he stay? He won the championship there for Cleveland. He came back, and I think he doesn't like the owner, and he doesn't like the coach.
But why would they trade for DeAndre Jordan when they would be giving up
Who?
Isaiah Thomas and the
Why
10th
wouldn't
pick,
they?
and the 10th pick that they just got in the lottery? It's like LeBron gutted the team. This is the shambles that he created.
How did he gut the team?
They have to pay Tristan Thompson big money. They got to pay J.R. Smith big money. All of his boys got paid. Now they don't have cap flexibility. They don't have any bench whatsoever. They had to trade for these pieces that they're not even using in rotation during the playoffs. Now I think he's just creating this narrative on, it's not my fault that I'm leaving, it's the front office's at fault now.
Well, I think what they had wasn't working, and so they had to do something, and I don't know why they didn't get DeAndre Jordan. They should have.
Yeah.
But
well, maybe they were asking for too much. Maybe the Cavs didn't want to give it up. Who knows?
Yeah. But I think you're right, though, that this is going to lead him to leaving, which he wants to do. I read one article. It's not about if, but it's about when. He's leaving. It's just when. When's he leaving?
Yeah.
And where's he going?
Well,
So Travis, let me ask you: if he leaves, where do you think he's going?
The Lakers is my number one thought. I do not see him in the Rockets uniform. I just don't see it. He has a connection with the new coach of the Knicks, Fizdale, and they're boys, and that could be interesting. That could be a spot.
That could be a challenge, but I don't think he wants a challenge. I think he wants another ring. I don't think he wants a challenge.
He's got 2 years left maybe I'm wrong, but move to L.A., LeBron. If you're listening to the show, you can hear the show all over the country on hometownstation.com. I know LeBron listens to the show. Move to L.A. He's in the television business. He produces television shows. He's going to start producing movies. I might be in one of his movies. Come to L.A. This is where you belong. Can we talk about the Preakness tomorrow?
Does he want that movie to make money? You will not be in it.
What if he went to San Antonio?
What do they got?
No, come on, man.
That's Kawhi.
It's like going to Paso Robles, California.
Kawhi is gone.
What about Philadelphia?
That's another spot.
Now, there's some rumors about that too.
Yeah. Philly would work for me because they're going to shock the world probably next year. They'll be in the finals next year.
Yeah,
break up the Warriors. Break up the Yankees and the Warriors.
I think it's 3 teams: Lakers, possibly Houston, possibly Philly.
What about the wedding tomorrow? Let's change subjects. You guys going to bed early tonight? Doc, I know you're going to be watching the wedding.
My wife is, but I'm not.
She going to really get up?
She's going to get up. She's told me she's setting her alarm.
So, yeah. There we go. We've got wedding music on Travis Talk Sports.
Wow.
Every Friday at 1 o'clock. Heard all over the country on hometownstation.com. Preakness tomorrow. Horse racing is the most exciting sport there is for about 2 minutes. For 2 minutes.
Yeah, the pregame show of the horse racing is an hour, and the race is 2 minutes.
So Justified's going off at 1 to 2, and 2 weeks ago I picked the 2 horses. I picked Justified and Good Magic. Same 2 winners tomorrow, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They
much
say
about
Justified is the LeBron James of horse racing.
And
that's all I'm saying.
And only has run 3 races.
4.
4.
No, let's see. 1-3, won the Kentucky. This will be his 5th race. Yeah.
I don't want to see another horse win the Triple Crown so recently.
Why?
Because we just saw it.
Did you see the movie Secretariat?
I did.
Wasn't that a great movie?
It was.
Great movie. Great horse. Great story. Yeah.
Okay, back to the NBA. I do not like that we had a game on Monday and Tuesday, and we're waiting till Saturday and Sunday for the next game.
Why?
Shouldn't be that long. Should be Thursday and Friday. They travel. Both teams travel.
It's a 9-month season. It'll end at the end of June and start in October. 9 months.
I don't like that. It's too long.
Yeah, no kidding. Football's 3 months, and your sport's 9 months.
The season I don't care about. I mean this break between games.
I agree with you, Travis. I mean, bringing up hockey, it's every other night.
Yeah.
They're playing every other night.
Travel?
Even
they
with
take
travel.
1 day to travel, and then they play the next day.
There you go. And I think basketball should do the same. Waiting 3-4 days for the next game, I don't think the players like it either.
Yeah, we did have the NBA draft order this week. The picks, the ping pong balls went flying. Do you know who got the number 1 pick?
Yes, it was somebody that never had won the pick. I'm going to say I don't know.
It's the worst team in the NBA.
What was it?
The Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix, yeah.
I'm trying to tell Coach here who it was.
Yeah, Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
I know it's somebody. When is the draft? When's the draft? Today? Tomorrow?
No, I think July, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's in June. I think
Are there any great players coming out of college this year? Is there any superstar player?
I don't know about college, but certainly Europe.
Yes. Doncic or whatever his name is.
He's a beast.
He is a beast.
Let's see, I think
19 years old.
I don't know how to say this politically correct, but I think this is going to affect. Let's get back to hockey. I can't pronounce 80% of the hockey players because they're from other countries, which is great. That's fine. Okay, I understand. It's all about money. Billionaire owners, they fill up the stadiums. Nobody cares about what I think about. Mm-hmm. But what happens is I think fans lose interest because, A, we can't pronounce their names. They're from countries we can't find on the map. This is happening. You and I have talked about this privately in the LPGA, what's going on there. And I think eventually it might affect the NBA. I'm serious.
I don't think so. There's still such an influx of American talent, and the USA has such a stranglehold over the game of basketball internationally. Yeah.
We'll see.
I think the fan base is so strong for the NBA right now, and it will continue to be strong
Thank you,
for
LeBron.
years to come.
Thank you, Steph.
And they got a lot of young, good players that's going to keep it that way.
But
too.
think about it. When Michael Jordan, Doc, good point you made. When Michael Jordan left basketball really had a nosedive for a number of years.
No.
Yes, it did.
What do you mean? You had Kobe
Get
Bryant,
Aaron on his
Shaquille
crack
O'Neal.
staff. Brody, look this up. Attendance went down. I can't think. It was what was the commissioner? I don't want.
David Stern.
Stern turned things around.
Oh, he was there prior to Jordan and after Jordan.
I think he came in. I think he just came in. He had like a 17, 18-year run. I think he just came in.
All right.
We got the staff looking this up.
We got the Suns with the number 1 pick. Kings 2, Hawks, Grizzlies, Mavericks, Magic, Bulls, Cavs. Knicks number 9, 76ers number 10. Clippers got number 12 and number 13 pick.
So who? Nobody answered my question. Who is there a star coming out of college?
Well, they say the center from Arizona, Ayton, is going to be number 1. Or
Ayton is a hot pick.
Or the Euro Doncic. I'm
right,
pronouncing his name wrong. Doncic. How do you pronounce that?
Ayton, right? From Arizona, Doc? Is that how you pronounce it?
I think it's Ayton.
Yeah. So I did see him play 3 or 4 games. Yeah, he's built like LeBron. I mean, if he's...
No, he's taller and skinnier.
Well, he'll fill out. Come on, he's a kid. He's going to... Look how you filled out.
I'm trying to catch up with you.
Look how you feel. I'm on a diet here. I can't tell the company that I'm sponsoring, but I'm on a diet. You're going to be proud of me in about, 30 days. I've already lost 6 pounds in a week.
Have you?
Yeah, 6 pounds. You can't tell? Yeah, I'm too big. You can't tell yet.
Yeah, right.
You'll see in a week.
You got to start walking that golf course instead of
I did.
Cart.
I walked more yesterday. I put in 7,000 steps yesterday. That's pretty good. It's 4 plus miles.
Heaviness.
That is good. All right, what's next on the topic here list there, Doc?
Doc, let's see what Doc wants to talk about. When you were growing up, what did you? I wanted to be left field for the Dodgers. Never worked out. What did you want to play? Well, you probably wanted to be a hockey star.
Well, not really. I really wanted to become a basketball star.
You're 6'3", 6'4",
6'2".
Well, you shrunk. You shrunk.
I shrunk. I mean, of course, my disc shrink. I shrink. But I love playing the game. I love the game. It's a great sport. And I remember, I'll tell you a quick story. I went for one of my medical school interviews, and the guy sitting there says, "You always wanted to become a doctor, right?" And I looked at him and go, "No." And he was shocked. He said, "What? What did you want to become?" I go, "A basketball player. I wanted to be a star on the New York Knicks." The guy was laughing his, off. But, I love to play the game. It was a great game to play. I've always loved the game of hockey, but I've never really played the game.
Did you go as a kid growing up, Madison Square Garden, some of those great arenas on the East Coast?
I used to go to the second Madison Square Garden, and then the latest one, multiple times.
Did you see Dr. J or see him play?
Dr. J was incredible. The first time I saw Dr. J, went out to the Coliseum out on Long Island to watch him play when the Nets were playing out there, when he was still playing with the ABA. And I just sat there in awe out of this gentleman.
He was, yeah, you're right. He was magic before magic. He was a combination of magic. He never gets enough credit. I don't understand. He was the first guy. You had to watch him. It's like, you know anything about baseball, Travis, but there's a guy named Yasiel Puig, and you have to watch him hit. So Dr. J was like, you had to watch him
him hit or strike out.
And you had to watch him play.
Lick his bat.
Who else when you were growing up?
Oh, I was in awe of some of the stars of both Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Havlicek. Bill Russell. I mean, he
never was a Bill Russell guy. I don't know why. I know he's a great player. I don't know. Did you ever meet him or read about? Wasn't his personality quirky?
I never met him. That part I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a player on the floor, I mean, one of the greatest offensive, defensive players ever.
ever. We're going to take a break, Travis Talk Sports, come back, and we're going to talk more to Dr. Richard Nussbaum about how he got through medical school, because he was in the gym playing basketball, and I'm going to ask him, how did he do it? We'll be right back on Travis Talk Sports, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I hear him cheering from the sidelines. Wait.
Little Eye Leaders.
AM 1220.
like this. Let it drop right here.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the last segment here of Travis Talk Sports. We thank you guys for listening each Friday from 1 to 2, and I know many guys listen on the app later.
Big shout out to the boys at Leon's.
That's right.
They're listening.
So in our final segment here, Doc, we're going to bring it back to you. Tell us about your days in medical school, some of your moments that stand out to you. I know you had a basketball moment you were going to talk about, too. Tell us.
It's amazing I got through medical school because all I did was play basketball. And if it wasn't in one of the gyms, it was down on the east side of New York in the parks there playing, and it was just loving it. But the basketball story goes back to when I was a teenager. There used to be a basketball tournament. It was called Kutcher's. It was actually one game. And it was up at the Catskills Mountains and Kutcher's Country Club. And you had the NBA rookies and the NBA veterans. And this was right when Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar graduated from UCLA. And this was his first game, and Wilt Chamberlain was playing. And the first time down the court, they put the ball into Chamberlain's hand. He turned on Alcindor and stuffed the ball. And Alcindor went up, to try to block him. As they're coming down the court, Chamberlain turns to him and says, "You try to do that again, I'm going to break your hand."
How did the rest of that game go?
Oh, it was a fun game, but
wow.
But Kareem backed off, of course. But
yeah,
Kareem went probably then, was probably 180 pounds, and Wilt was what, 300 pounds? He was a big man. Big man.
He was a big man.
Worked out in the Valley at one of the gyms.
Gold's Gym back in the day.
Was it Gold's Gym?
I don't know.
No,
I wasn't around.
But he also was a huge volleyball fan.
Yeah.
He used to play all the time up in Venice Beach. And
speaking of volleyball, I heard that Luke Walton's a big-time volleyball player. Plays beach volleyball a lot. But as we wrap up, I want to get our takes here on who we're picking coach and Doc in the NHL. Who's your picks to win these conference finals and the Stanley Cup finals?
I'm picking on the Eastern Conference. I'm picking the Caps. Even though they lost the 2 games, I'm still picking them to go and beat Tampa Bay. And I'm picking Vegas. I like that team. I like the way they play and they coach. And if those two make it to the finals, I'm just going to pick the Capitals to win it all.
All right, if I'm taking Vegas, I agree with you on everything you said. I'll take Vegas. You take the Capitals for a cigar.
You're on.
At Leon's.
All right. Well,
who do you want?
I am going to take the Capitals too because I think this is Ovechkin's.
And then I'll get 2
moment,
cigars. I get 2 cigars.
Okay. We'll bet that.
I got Vegas Knights, and both of you have the Capitals.
Yes, and then in the NBA, advancing in the East, who will it be?
Celtics.
Easy
money.
Agree.
Easy money.
Okay, and yes, I'm taking the Celtics too, and
Warriors.
Houston Warriors.
Yeah.
Who you got? Warriors.
Warriors just have too many athletes, as I said earlier. They love their coach. They just got the whole thing going right now.
All right, and then
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you look at this team, even though these are the finals, do you think Warriors sometimes just get bored?
I do. I think they got bored during this. A great comment, Doc. I think they got bored during the season. They got a little flat spot. And just what Travis said, the season is way too long. Way too long. Cut it down to 50 games and let's go to brackets, just like college basketball.
Oh, there's another guy. There's this guy named Leon at the Zone who wants to have the top 16 teams, not the East and the West, just 1 through 16 and play each other. What do you think about that?
You know what? I kind of like that.
There'll be 13 teams from the West and 3 teams from the East.
When you look at basketball and hockey, those 2 sports during the playoffs, these guys play you can see the energy. It's oozing out of them. It even comes through the TV screen. The playoffs are fun.
Yeah, and this series versus Houston Golden State, it's going to start to get rough here. Sunday, you're going to see a all-out brawl. I think
you're going to see. You'll see more acting.
Physical.
You'll see more acting from Houston than you'll see on any television show you're going to watch. Oh
yeah, they should get Academy Awards. James Harden.
Doc, you got to come back, man. You're fun to have. You got to come back.
I
love. We got to work with your English a little bit. Tournament. You said tournament. Yeah. Well, he's from the East Coast. Yeah, well, work with him, Aaron. Let's work with him.
Well, you're from Oregon. I mean, do you even know how to speak English?
I'm trying. Talking about Travis Talk Sports every Friday at 1 o'clock. We'll see you next week with a special guest. We can't tell you who it is, but we'll be back.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you, Doc, for coming in. Appreciate it. We'll see you all next Friday, 1 o'clock. Out.